Erika Del Sordo. Welcome to today's Talk with Erika, April edition. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel and audio podcasts. All links for the show and any links mentioned in the show can be found in the info section. Now, with me today is my friend and well-known radio personality, Susan Wise. She's been called everything from the Blonde Avalanche to the one with chemically dependent hair. We've all heard her on Light FM for many years in South Florida. Susan's been on air for 36 years. 19 of them were spent in Miami. So, Susan, I am so happy you're here. Welcome. You look beautiful.
Thank you. It's so good to see you.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy that you could do the show for me because you have been doing amazing things. Let's talk about the past just for a moment though, because I mean, so many people heard you on really Light FM for most of those years. We woke up with you.
Thank goodness. It was a great ride being in South Florida from 97, and I spent 16 years at Light and a lot of different partners in the morning, a lot of great memories. You know, getting paid to wake up in the morning and laugh and share information. I mean, it's a job that you should, you hardly want to get paid for.
Right? We have a lot of fun. That's what's so nice about radio. It's so much fun that
I always say
it was nice.
working for a living.
Yes. Yes. So let's talk about now. You've gone from so many years on air and you did the radio and it was fun. But then we thought, and I say we because I essentially did the same thing. We pick up from our on air for so many years and you've got just this structured, we're up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you go to work, you have fun. And now we decided to do voice work full time. And that was almost a slap in the face. Like, wait a minute, I thought this would be easy, right? Because this is what we did.
You're right. Well, it it just all happened kind of organically, I think, because leaving South Florida wasn't really my decision. It it was I was working for a big company and I came to a crossroads where I had to make a decision. Do I want to do what I feel is right or what they want me to do? So I decided to do what I felt was the right thing to do. And I left South Florida altogether. And, I hadn't really talked about it, but I don't mind telling you because I have strong feelings about why I left. This company was asking me to do something that's done a lot now because it's well, it's cheaper to have people tracking shows. And they wanted me to track a show. And for me, it was kind of like, don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Mhm.
I was taken away. I felt like I was taking away an opportunity for a young person in a smaller market. And I worked a lot of small markets to be able to enjoy the career that I had. So I didn't feel like it was the right thing for me. So that's why I chose to step away. Um, it was hard leaving that job, leaving South Florida for that long and then deciding to, sell the house up and move to another part of the country, and it was a scary thing to do, but it was an adventure for sure. We sold our house in one day.
That's amazing in itself.
I know, right. And Howard and I like, well, okay, so we sold our house to the first people. We have 30 days and we're going to be homeless and no jobs. So now what do we do?
That's scary.
So, I know. My dad was like, okay, well, here, you're going to go to Missouri. We came to Missouri and decided to build a home on a beautiful lake here. And so my dad said, here, take my RV. You can, live in the RV while you build. And we're like, okay. So he gives us this old RV and I'm being nice. It's really old. And we drove it across the country and we get here, no jobs. We bought land that we hadn't even stepped foot on to build on. And we lived in this RV, which was really a challenge. We lost, the stairs broke, the shower stopped working, the toilet wouldn't close all the way. You know how that is in an RV, that's pretty nasty. Anyway, so that, eventually the house got built and we got moved into the house. And when we were building our house, I said, you know what? I want a studio in this house so that I can work from home. I want to continue doing maybe voiceover, or I wasn't quite sure, but I knew I wanted to be in a studio because this is where I've been my whole career, you know. And so that's what we did when we came here. We got this beautiful piece of land, and then I thought this is going to be easy peasy going from, 36 years in radio, stepping into voiceover because, you do lots of commercials and production. And Erika, nothing could be further from the truth. It was not the same thing.
Mhm.
It's like starting a career over midlife.
Mhm.
Truly, it's two different things. It's whenever I get auditions, every single one of them do not sound announcery.
Right, 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 right. I can relate to this. And you're going, what?
That's all I've done. I've been an announcer.
Right.
So yeah, it's having to relearn. It's really should be called voice acting because it
Yeah.
really is more like acting. So, you know, having to start over and find people that will share information on how to get started. You know, coaching is so important in this. I remember I did one coaching session with somebody, and I had my microphone, but I had was an RE20, which is what we used in radio. I mean, it's still back here somewhere in the back of the room. And the man that was coaching me says, "You're not using that microphone, are you, for voiceover?" I said, uh yeah, that's all I thought I was doing I didn't know that there's a different type of microphone, different type of equipment to be used for voiceover. So in search of a new microphone. It's just those kind of things that nobody tells you, and you have to learn along the way, or hopefully somebody gives you some advice along the way.
Yeah. I like that you said that because it really is all about the coaching. I think a lot of people think, well, I've been and not you. I'm saying though, well, I've been on air for 40 years and I've done this and I've done that. I don't need a coach. We all need a coach. Everyone needs a coach.
And you got to
Uh
continue to coach.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? Finding a coach is a challenge too, because there's a lot of people out there that say they're coaches and they'll gladly take your money, but you need to shop around. You got to find somebody that you gel with, that you
Mhm.
have at least a camaraderie with, that you respect, do your homework, learn about them, and get coaching from different people, not always from the same person.
Right. I like to hear from people who've been in it though. See, you've been my mentor in certain ways over the years and I love that and I respect that. I respect what you have to say because you've done it. You've done the hands-on. It's more than just learning from someone with a PhD in communications who's never been on air. That's completely different. Um, so so I appreciate your help, throughout what I've needed help with as well. And let's talk. Okay, let's talk more though about you because honestly, and I did not know this by the way. You're a published writer. I did not know that. Marconi nominated Large Market Personality of the Year, two-time SOVAS Voice Arts Award nominee, and honored as one of 100 outstanding women of Broward County 4 years in a row. Let's talk. I'm very interested to find out. You're a published writer, Susan. I didn't even know that.
I wrote for it's called Vet Magazine, and
Okay.
it's kind of a lifestyle magazine, and it's um there's a lot of different bloggers will add different topics each month to the magazine. So I wrote for them for a while. I also used to have a company with my sister and our friend Diana. We were the Wise Sisters of the Secret, which was all about the law of attraction. What you put out into the world, you attract back into your life. And we've done some audiobooks. So we had a couple of those.
That's awesome. That's I love it. So you've been doing. I know that Kroger is a big one that you've been doing up there.
Yes, that
Yeah.
I was so excited to get that gig because there's a company called Vibenomics, and the guy who runs Vibenomics is also host of a syndicated show called Yacht Rock Radio.
Hmm.
Okay, and I don't know if you've ever heard Yacht Rock.
I have
It's
not.
like Hall and Oates, and it's just music you'd want to have while you're on your boat. Okay. And it's a syndicate. It does great. And I'm a huge fan. And on Twitter, I was, clicking like and I was following the, Adam Ritz and Yacht Rock Radio. And apparently he kind of checks out what kind of people and who was liking his posts. So he was looking at my Twitter page and saw that I did voiceover and reached out to me. And so then he listened to some of my voice work and he said, well, besides doing this, I also have this company called Vibenomics. And Vibenomics is in-store music and advertising. And it's unique to each business. But anyway, so make this story shorter, Vibenomics got a great deal with Kroger and all of their stores. So Dillon's, Ralph's, Fred Meyer, all of it. There's like 3,000 stores besides Kroger, the ones that they own nationwide. And so Vibenomics is on inside of Kroger, and that's where I come in. I am their voice. I do, this week strawberries are on sale.
Love that. So if anyone's shopping at Kroger, they're listening to you.
That's me. I'm helping you shop.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Where else can people hear you then?
It's a lot of fun, and that keeps me very busy daily. I mean, Monday through
Yeah.
Friday, I'm sending updates because, it's
Strawberries aren't always on sale.
that's right. They're not always in season in one part of the country as they are in another part of the country. So there's that.
Right.
It's a lot of fun, and I'm very grateful to have that.
That's really cool. That's very cool how you got that gig. That's amazing. And see, that is where social media does come in. I think that's the greatest free networking place to be.
Tell you, Erica, I have gotten so many jobs off of social media. One of them that I'm really proud of and was really fun to do was for Sound City out of Africa.
Whoa.
And they have this awards, like it's like their MTV awards. So they found me on Instagram, and they made the connection with me. They listened to my demo, and I ended up doing the promos for their television show, for their big awards show. And then I also did from that, it led to doing television promos for some other shows. They're like what's the Spanish version of soap opera? It's
Oh, a telenovela?
yes, thank you.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like a telenovela for South Africa.
Okay.
And so they sent me like these 7 promos that I had to voice. And what's funny is, I'm reading the copy and I'm like, this isn't proper English. Why did they say it like this? And I wrote back to the producer, and he says, no. This is how we speak here. It sounds improper to you, but this is proper here. So say it the way it's written. Like, okay. So, you know how we say log onto www, they say log unto.
Get out.
Log unto, yeah. It's things like that. I was like,
Log unto.
really? So, but it's been fun. It's opened up some doors for voiceover in South Africa.
That's pretty cool. And I know that people are always fascinated to hear things like that because, someone will ask, well, what is voiceover? People don't know. And then you start to tell them the different things that we do, where you record, where you get your work from.
Mhm.
And they're fascinated. They're like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And I'm in the business and I still hear things and I'm like, that's a thing. So it's so cool to hear.
And auditions, to me, they're so important because it's how you get jobs. It's great practice, but it's also really frustrating because you look at the pool and the amount of people that are doing the same thing you're doing, and you're like, I'm just a drop in the bucket,
Mhm.
hoping that I will be heard. It's like an actor going for auditions,
Right.
you go through a zillion auditions until you're right for that one.
Mhm. I was just going to say that, even these top A-list actors, they still have to audition. They
Oh,
don't just
sure.
get handed a job because they're Brad Pitt, Jennifer Aniston.
Mhm.
They don't just get handed a job. Maybe sometimes, I know, when you're that big, but no, they have to audition too. So it's the same
I
thing
went to
with
school with Brad Pitt.
get out.
I did. He was a year behind me at Kickapoo in Springfield, Missouri.
Wow.
We were actually in a play together, which
Oh,
I'm assuming he had to audition for. And what's funny, it was Carousel, and I was the lead, and Brad Pitt was an extra. Go figure.
do you have pictures from this time?
I have the playbill with our name in it, and my picture's on the front, but he's an extra. So
Susan, this is something that you need to send to me. That's going
okay,
up in post-production.
I have a copy of the playbill. My mom saved it.
That's awesome. Oh,
Okay.
that's awesome. Susan, that's really cool. So I didn't realize you're from Missouri then. I didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
I was born in Kansas City and raised in Springfield in the Ozarks, and it's a great place to grow up. It was, you don't lock your doors at night. It's very, rural.
Maybe today's day and age you do.
I mean, where I'm at, we are in a very rural part of the country. We're kind of out in the country, and we're on a lake, so I feel pretty safe. But you can't,
Yeah.
take the Miami out of me. I still lock all my doors. I lock my car door.
Right. Right. You can have a bear up there open your car door. They
Oh,
do
we have
that, don't they?
My husband saw a bear 2 years ago, middle of the afternoon.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, when I'm driving to work, I don't deal with the kind of traffic that they're dealing with in South Florida on I-95. For me, it's, squirrels or skunks or bears or deer. We have tons of deer. So that's my road hazard.
Isn't that a nice traffic jam?
Yes, it is. It's lovely.
That's a lovely
And
traffic jam.
that brings me back to, when I left South Florida, I left a very well-paying job. And I came here. And when I first got here, I took a radio job at a mom and pop. I was making $12 an hour. And I'm not making much more than that now.
I was going to say that's shell shock, right?
But I will tell you, you cannot put a price on the peace, the view I wake up to every morning, not having to get up at 3:00 in the morning, being my own boss. I get to play in a padded room. You can't put a price on that. That has value to me. So maybe I went from that to this, but to me, it was still a step up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I really agree with that. I mean, that's just Miami is a fast-paced place. And yes, waking up in the overnight hours, and even though the money was better, there's just exactly what you just said. You can't put a price on the peace that you get from not having to be up at 3:00 in the morning.
Well, and I don't regret it, Erika. I loved every minute that I was in South Florida. When I left, I didn't want to leave. I wanted to keep doing my morning show. But it has its place in my life. I was a lot younger then. So it had its place, and I enjoyed every single bit of it. And I'm enjoying every single bit of this.
That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. And by the way, you don't look a day over 30. You re- you look fabulous.
You. The makeup this morning is like spackle. I'm like, really?
Spackle. Shh, don't tell people these traits. Paul Castronovo on last week, and he was talking about that. So, we don't just wake up like a guy, roll out of bed, and we just we
I'll let
have
you
the
in
benefits of makeup. I know.
I'm going to let you in on another little secret, something my sister and I do when we're together and we pose for a picture. So we'll put our arms around each other like this under our hair, and put my hand around the back of her neck, and she puts the hand around the back of my neck, and then we pull.
That's hysterical. That's the funniest. I was like, what?
Pull your neck up.
That has got to be the funniest.
You're going to kill me for telling.
I now have to look at every single picture you've been posting. That is awesome.
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to try
We
that.
could do a whole nother show on all that stuff.
One day we will. I'm going to have it's going to be like we're going to have a whole like Hollywood Squares thing with all these ladies talking about different things. We'll do that one day.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about where folks can find you. Where can they hear your lovely voice? Let's talk about where you are in the social media world. Oh, and And I totally forgot to mention your company name, Words from Wise, right? Words
Words
with
from
Wise.
Wise.
Words
Yep,
from Wise.
that's right. Yep. Wordsfromwise.com is my website, and you can find my demos there for commercial, for promo, like radio promo, television promo, and imaging. Radio imaging is one of my favorite things to do. I just did the imaging for the station here in Branson for my 100.1. That was really fun. So, and get this, usually it's like, the guy and then the girl. No, it's me. It's all me. It's girl power. Anyway, so
Awesome.
very
Good.
proud of that. Imaging and also some, corporate stuff. But I really enjoy doing the radio imaging, and I like doing commercial. So you can find me there, and I'm on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook.
And Susan, you're kicking ass. Just want to throw that out there. You are. You're doing very, very well. You're doing amazingly, and you sound terrific. You sound
Erica.
fantastic. So
I'm very proud of you and everything you've done. I'm excited for your podcast, and it's an honor to sit here with you.
well, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, before we go, would you like to leave everyone with words from wise wisdom?
Oh goodness.
Any, anything you'd like to that we missed that you want to add, that you want to tell folks who maybe are thinking of doing the same thing? Anything you'd like to add before we go?
Just to, focus your energy on being positive. I'm a big believer in the law of attraction, and what you put into it will come back to you. So put out good, positive vibes, and that's what your life will be full, and to always be grateful.
I love that. Thank you. I think a lot of people need to hear that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Susan. This was a lot of fun, and I learned
I
some
enjoyed
stuff from you as well, again, as usual.
it. Thank you, Erica.
So thank you so much, Susan. Have a great evening.
Thanks for listening to today's Talk with Erika. Join me next week for another discussion with the experts who help make life easier. Please visit my website, erikadelsordo.com, where you'll find all of my social media platforms and more. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, thanks for listening.